Live look at the roadways now. Traffic moving smoothly after a deadly weekend on I-75 southbound and the Ohio Turnpike. Ohio State Highway Patrol says 13 people died in 7 crashes. Mamie Bond joining us live from our roadways. Maybe a busy holiday weekend for troopers.
It was. Ohio State Highway Patrol had its hands full, as you just mentioned, Adam. It responded to 1,300 crashes. Some of those crashes were deadly. 7 crashes were deadly. Now, it also tells me that like I said, they helped so many people on the roadways, and it assisted more than 4,200 people, some of whom were stranded due to the winter weather.
We can't stress the importance enough of ensuring that when the roads are slippery or snow covered or ice covered, that you slow down.
So, maybe what are troopers saying about these crashes?
Well, in Shelby County on I-75 South, 4 people died, and on the Ohio Turnpike, a 46-car crash. It led to 4 deaths and some injuries as well. Now, troopers say that all these crashes are currently under investigation. Back to you.
Maybe, thank you. And last weekend's massive winter storm left at least 48 people dead across the U.S. from storm-related deaths. That storm, frigid cold temperatures from the U.S.-Mexico border up to the Great Lakes near Canada. Thousands of flights canceled this weekend. Hundreds more could be canceled, too, as that storm continues into this week. The National Weather Service says about 60% of the U.S. population face some sort of winter weather advisory. Now, thankfully, the roads are much clearer than they have been since Thursday. Visibility is higher. There's still a lot of snow, though, on the roads. Melena Brown has updates from the winter weather from over the weekend.
If you were dreaming of a white Christmas, that most likely came true this past weekend. But it wasn't sweet dreams for everyone. A representative for AES, the electric company that supplies power to over 500,000 people in the Dayton area, tells me that over 21,000 customers experienced power outages throughout the holiday weekend. But it was all hands on deck as AES had multiple crews working all day, every day. Road conditions were also a top concern for many people. Fortunately, they have significantly improved, especially from the Ohio Department of Transportation, working nonstop. ODOT tells me it's still important to drive with caution. Here's why. Drivers crashed into 5 plows since Thursday, and plows can't push snow at high speeds. There are 380 plows still out across the state, and pavement temperatures have rose, so salt will be effective. The bottom line here, drive with caution. Not only for your own safety, but others too. For Dayton 24/7 Now News, I'm Melena Brown.
Multiple counties in the Miami Valley remain under snow emergencies tonight. This is a breakdown of what that means. Level 1, you got to use caution, extreme caution. Level 2 means only essential travel, and level 3 means only emergency vehicles are allowed out on the roads, and if you're caught, you could get ticketed. So just into our newsroom tonight, both Greene and Clark County no longer in a snow emergency. These are what the levels are for our other counties tonight. Auglays under a level 1, Champaign is under a level 2, Darke also at a 2. Montgomery, Mercer counties, they are level 1, and Preble is sitting at level 2 tonight. And this is a live look at AES's Ohio outage map now. You can see, thankfully, just one person right now without power. On Friday, during the height of that storm, more than 5,600 people didn't have the lights on. And if you stepped outside, it felt a little balmy. I wouldn't blame you. Even though it's in the 20s, it sure felt a lot warmer than we've had the last weekend.
That's right. It's feeling a little bit better, but still cold enough right now that everything is freezing over. That melted today.
Right.
So do keep that in mind if you're going to be out and about this evening, early tomorrow. We still have some very slick spots out there out on our roads. We're in the 20s right now. In fact, cold spots in Bell Fountain at 18. A little bit of some light snowfall pushed through earlier into the day, but for right now, it is warmer, a lot warmer than this time yesterday. We are 15 degrees warmer. In fact, in Wilmington, 16 degrees warmer in Middletown, 12 degrees warmer in Springfield. With those cloudier skies, we did see again some light snowfall earlier into the day. A little bit of a dusting for parts of the Miami Valley, as well as a quick clipper system made its way through. But for the rest of the evening, it is going to be chilly, dropping into the teens, 15 for our overnight low. Cloudier sky, not as cold, but again, it is going to be well below freezing, so slick spots will be developing across the area. Coming up, I do have a big warm up on the way. I'll let you know how warm we'll get in just a bit.
Natalie, thanks. A live look now at the Dayton International Airport flight tracker tonight, as there are several arrivals and departures that have been canceled or delayed, all because of the aftermath of this weather. Now, airports, they're still catching up to that winter storm. Flight tracking website FlightAware shows 3,300 flights are delayed by noon today, another 1,700 canceled. That's on the heels of 7,800 delays, 3,100 cancellations on Christmas, thousands more over the weekend. Many people tonight, they are stuck. One man trying to get from Pennsylvania to Pasadena explained his story.
Started in Philly yesterday morning. The flight got canceled as the plane was coming into the gate. They were able to rebook me and found a flight from Chicago this morning. I drove here all day yesterday and then woke up this morning and the flight from here got canceled.
Now, he was on hold with his airline for nearly 6 hours at the time of that interview. Chicago O'Hare, Atlanta Jackson, and Denver International Airports had the most delays and cancellations. And Southwest airline customers are getting increasingly frustrated. The airline accounts for a majority of flight delays and cancellations across the country. And all the cancellations today, Southwest accounts for nearly 70% of them. Southwest accounted for 42% of the cancellations on Christmas. People have been stuck in limbo for hours or more than a day waiting for answers.
We've been standing in line for hours, canceled flight yesterday. I felt like we've been led on. When you call the line that they asked you to call, it hangs up on you. You call again, it has that dial tone like the number doesn't exist. And then you call again, you get through, and you're on the hold for 3-4 hours. I did that last night, this morning. It's just ridiculous.
Now, the president of Southwest Flight Attendant Union blames the company's executive leadership team. She says the flights are staffed and crews are ready to fly, but Southwest systems have been unable to keep up with rescheduling and cancellations. Kings Island Winterfest had to be forced to close today after extremely cold weather caused extensive waterline damage. This tweet shows the damage is in multiple locations throughout the park, but Kings Island isn't anticipating reopening tomorrow. If you had tickets for today, they can be used any other day that the park is open. Winterfest runs through December 31st. For hours of operation, you can go to kingsisland.com. Well, at least 20 people are dead in Buffalo, New York tonight as a direct result of this blizzard we all went through. That area, though, saw more than 40 inches of snow. Couple that with hurricane-force winds and heavy lake-effect snow, that caused whiteouts and widespread power outages. Now, there were people in homes with below-freezing temperatures, hundreds trapped in stranded cars, some for more than 2 days. 27 died in western New York, 47 statewide. There could be more, too. Many victims were found outside or in their cars. Conditions were so bad in Buffalo that even responding crews had to be helped.
2/3 of the equipment that went out during the height of the storm got stuck. We had to send specialized rescue crews to go get the rescuers, law enforcement, first responders, fire, EMTs. It was just horrendous. And it was horrendous for literally 24 hours in a row.
Now, the governor there has sent an emergency disaster declaration to the White House. She expects quick relief. Buffalo's International Airport remains closed until tomorrow morning. Jackson, Mississippi. It's under a citywide boil water notice after a loss of water pressure. The problem likely stemming from the cold temperatures, creating line breaks and loss of pressure. Attempts to return pressure to the water system have not been successful. Those issues, you may remember, come after problems with the city's water in the fall, including brown water coming into homes. Residents were also without water for weeks last February after another winter storm. 27 states, they are preparing to raise minimum wages starting in the new year. Ohio increasing by 80 cents, up to $10.10 starting January 1st. The federal minimum wage sits at only $7.25 per hour. That has not increased since 2009. International news now. Afghanistan's humanitarian crisis has carried on long into the Taliban takeover, and major foreign and aid groups are pulling out. This after the Taliban banned female employees of non-governmental organizations from coming to work. Aid groups say they need the staffers to effectively help Afghanistan's people. The Taliban have cracked down on women's rights in the country, including their ability to go to school. Ukraine's foreign minister tells the Associated Press that his government aims for a peace summit by the end of February. Talks could take place at the United Nations around the time of the anniversary of Russia's invasion. He says, though, first Russia has to be prosecuted for war crimes before any invitation. The foreign minister has downplayed Russia's claims that they are ready to negotiate. Ukraine continues to receive military and humanitarian support from the United States in the billions of dollars. Lawmakers are considering an outright ban tonight on TikTok in the U.S. due to security risks. Lydia Bice, live at the Now Desk. Lydia, is there any sign of when this could actually happen?
Well, 18 states have already banned the platform from government devices, and now on the federal level, lawmakers gave the green light to ban the social media platform on federal government devices. But there's no set date on if or when the platform would be banned in the U.S. altogether.
So why do these lawmakers think that the app is such a security risk?
Well, Senator Mark Warner from Virginia says that he fears the data TikTok is collecting on its more than 60 million U.S. users will end up on Chinese servers, including biometric data. He says that TikTok has a tool that scans a user's eyes to show what their eyes would look like as a different color. Warner says, quote, "Well, by taking that picture of your eye, that is a biometric marker that can be used, and I think will be used more and more as a personal identification tool. Do you really want your personal identification tool, which is the iris of your eye, potentially in the hands of the Communist Party of China?" TikTok bans are also gaining steam on college campuses, including the University of Oklahoma and Oklahoma State University. Back to you.
Lydia, thanks. Caught on camera, the rescue of a couple stranded in their car during that winter snowstorm. How two strangers got them out of a ditch and safely back home. But first tonight, an Amber Alert that gripped the tri-state. Coming up, we have an update on the twin babies and their accused kidnapper.
Plus, I'm tracking a big warm-up. I'll let you know how warm we'll get. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Kettering Health Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Tonight, we're getting our first look at baby Kason Thomas, who is recovering at an Indianapolis hospital. The 5-month-old spent Christmas safe and sound with family. The woman accused of abducting him and his twin brother set to face a judge tomorrow. Rodney Dunnigan has more on the story that's captured the attention of the entire country.
I'm told the family of Kason Thomas still emotional, trying to come to terms with the events over the past week. Thankful they've been able to spend the past few days back together. 5-month-old Kason Thomas fast asleep in this picture provided to us by family, receiving treatment at an Indianapolis hospital.
I got my baby! I got my baby!
The past week, an emotional roller coaster for loved ones.
This is a true example when you put your faith to works.
This is the latest mugshot for Nyla Jackson, the suspect accused of kidnapping Kason and his twin brother Kyair when she drove off in a stolen car. Kyair was found hours later at the Dayton airport. Jackson is working her way through the court system in Indiana before she's eventually brought back to Columbus to face charges. This case not only having an impact on officers here, but Indy as well. We heard from the pair who recovered the baby after tipster information.
It feels amazing, right? It feels good that you're able to reunite this child with his family.
First thing went through my mind was, thank God we found baby Kason. He's alive and well.
A relief to many touched by this story. This case is far from over. The investigation is moving forward into who, if anyone, helped Jackson in the days she was on the run. In the coming days, we hope to see more images of the family together and speak with them regarding their reunion. Rodney Dunnigan reporting.
And baby Kason's mom, Wilhelmina, says that they are preparing to be discharged from that Indianapolis hospital. We'll be back in Columbus sometime tonight. We will continue to update that story on air and online.
Well, clouds sticking around across the Miami Valley today. We did see some light snowfall earlier into the day, as well as even some areas of freezing drizzle and light snow for our northern counties. That was earlier into the evening as well. For right now, overcast skies, and we'll continue to see really clouds sticking with us as we head into the rest of the day. Tomorrow, tonight, staying pretty cloudy, but I do have some sunshine in the forecast. So we saw this quick clipper system make its way through. Clouds hanging around tonight, lows dropping into the teens. Tomorrow, 32 for our high temperature. We're going to be hanging out in the lower 30s throughout the day, which will be cold, but again, an improvement from where we have been. By our Wednesday, we start out in the 20s and then check out Wednesday afternoon, clearing skies back up into the lower 40s. So this will be back above normal for this time of the year. Lots of melting to take place on Wednesday, but I have even warmer weather in the forecast. I can time it all out for you coming up.
Natalie, thanks. A moment caught on camera during that winter storm. A couple rescued from a blizzard in Iowa last Friday. Take a look. This is what storm chaser Clarence Smith ran into on Highway 69 near Jewell, Iowa that morning. A Webster City couple was stuck in their car after it slid into a ditch. An energy company worker was the first one there. He told Smith a couple in their 70s were on their way to a doctor's appointment in Ames, but the wind and snow was just too powerful. Smith got out, and the two decided to rescue the stranded driver and his wife and give them a ride, since there was a tow ban in place.
They were glad that we were both there, and the shock of it, I think, was still wearing off a little bit for them to sort of wrap their head around it all. You could be here in Des Moines and have no idea a blizzard's going on, and you get a mile or two out of town, and it's just whiteout conditions.
The rescuers drove the couple to a gas station a few miles away where the sheriff's deputy took over. The couple was a little shaken, but were not injured. All right, let's take a look at some of the chime-ins you sent on this holiday weekend. Here we have Santa spotted here, and oh wait, no, that's just Ryan. Thank you very much for sending in this great photo there. And there's Pippa in the holiday spirit. Thanks very much to Seth for sharing that great photo. And take a look at this. This is Heidi. She loves all people, even the Grinch. Always smiling. Thanks so much to Frank for sharing that with us. We'd love to see your pictures and videos. You can send them in to us by just taking out your phone and scanning that QR code you see on the screen there if you'd like. It'll take you to our Dayton 24/7 Now app. Once the app is open, you click on Explore and then chime in. We'll share those photos and videos on air and online. All right, here is a live look from our Kettering House Skycam now. I don't know if that's what is that? Are those clouds or is it snowing out there or raining? What is that?
We'll probably have some limited visibility. There were some flurries out there as well from earlier into the day, but right now mainly just an overcast sky. And again, some areas of light snow and some flurries have been seen across the region too. Now, slick roads anticipated overnight, but eventually we will see our temperatures climb above freezing. So tomorrow, hovering around the freezing point, we'll still see a lot of melting take place, but be extra careful tonight, early tomorrow morning, especially bridges and overpasses Wednesday, we climb above freezing, back into the 40s. That'll feel nice. And then we continue that warming trend back into the mid-50s for the end of this week and this weekend. Now, that does arrive with some rain back in the forecast, too. But extended term into our longer term, January 1st to 5th, heading into 2023, above normal temperatures looking very likely for our area. Not just the end of this week, but even heading into the new year, we will see a warming trend for us. So coming up, I will have a look at that 7-day, talk about how warm we'll get and when we'll see that rain.
Natalie, thanks. An award show recognizing great work in high school. The people from around the Miami Valley honored at that event tonight. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. Funeral arrangements have been made for former Cincinnati Reds pitcher Tom Browning. That's according to this obituary posted on the T.P. White & Sons Funeral Home. Now, that service will be held on Friday, January 6th at Great American Ballpark. The visitation for friends and family begins at noon and is followed by a celebration of life ceremony starting at 3. He passed away last Monday at the age of 62. Sticking in Cincinnati, the Bengals gave their fans an early Christmas present this year, although it was a pretty tough road to get there. They got a 22-18 victory over the New England Patriots, giving them 7 straight wins. led by quarterback Joe Burrow's 3 touchdown passes. They took a 22-0 lead heading into the half. Over the Patriots, they got some momentum in the second half, stormed back to make it a 1-score game. Then safety Von Bell forced the fumble with under a minute left at the Bengals' 5-yard line, helping secure that victory. It was their first time winning in New England since 1986. And even with that, players and coaches were breathing a sigh of relief.
You know, it was a tough situation, and they had the ball down there around the 5-yard line, and for those guys to step up and make that play was critical to us winning the game.
Obviously, I feel like we shouldn't have been in that situation if we take care of business, but you know, we made the play when it counts, and Vaughn has continued to do that his entire career, really.
Cincinnati now prepares for possibly their biggest game of the season when they play against the Buffalo Bills next Monday night. It could determine who wins the #1 seed in the AFC throughout the playoffs. Kickoff is set for 8:30 at Paycor Stadium. Now, even though the Bengals escaped New England with the victory, they got some bad news on Christmas Day. Starting right tackle Leo Collins has been ruled out for the rest of the season with an ACL and MCL tear in his left knee. Collins joined Cincinnati from Dallas after being released this past offseason. He started 15 games this year for the team. Hakeem Adeniji will look to be his replacement for the rest of the year. The Football Awards Show kicked off earlier this evening at the Viral Gaming Compound. It's being put on by Dayton High School Sports and SC Live 365 for the 3rd year in a row. There were 3 winners from each positional category, like quarterback and offensive line. Districts got the chance to be awarded for categories like top offense, top coaching staff, and top fan section. One organizer also announced the startup of an esports league.
We're going to use high school students and then incorporate like a college level type where we do tournaments or try to do maybe like a summer league of sorts.
Now, the awards show wrapped up around 9 this evening. When we get more information on the winners, we will update you on air and online. While high inflation and holiday shopping, how deals and discounts kept retail sales up this year.
And it's time for your TikTok of the day. We asked our Dayton 24/7 Now newsroom about their favorite Christmas gift ever.
What was the best Christmas gift you have ever received?
My wedding ring.
Oh. So, what was the best Christmas gift you have ever received?
Golf clubs from my parents. I think I used them for 5 years, and it got me the love of golf.
What was the best Christmas gift you've ever received?
Either golf clubs or the box set of I Love Lucy.
What was the best Christmas gift you've ever received?
I would have to say the Mighty Morphin's Megazord. I was so...
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Discounts and deals apparently swayed people into spending more this holiday season despite the high inflation. MasterCard reporting sales jumped over 7.5% compared to last year. The The company looked at sales in store and online from November 1st to December 24th. Black Friday, still a top day for shopping, with sales up more than 12% from last year. A Massachusetts family visiting Bethlehem spent months navigating red tape, all to bring home a dog that they found on the street. The family were driving in the West Bank when they saw Cookie and her 3 puppies. After several days of caring for them, the family managed to get them into the only shelter in Bethlehem. But they couldn't just leave Cookie behind.
I promised her when I saw her, I told her, Cookie, no more streets, no more people gonna hurt you.
Now, it took months of work and help from a Facebook post to bring Cookie to Boston. She arrived at her forever home on Christmas morning. And Christmas Day has, of course, come and gone, but celebrations still continue this week, and that calls specifically for something you probably got a lot of over the holiday, and that's candy canes. Today is National Candy Cane Day, and it happens every year on December 26th. Not entirely clear exactly when candy canes came into existence, but according to one source, references to candy canes started popping up in literature in 1866. They were first associated with Christmas as early as 1874, started hanging on Christmas trees as early as 1882.